the beautiful new Kiel Center in downtown St. Louis. Welcome to ESPN's National Hockey Night. The St. Louis Blues are at home to take on the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Delighted to have you with us here tonight. The big story in St. Louis is that Brett Hull no longer wears the C. That is some kind of story, Bill Clement.
I don't think turmoil has followed anybody the way it's followed Mike Keenan. It doesn't matter where he is coached, but the big question I have, a lot of people have, are the St. Louis Blues a team that is really torn apart? Where are they going to go from here? Well, the latest chapter in As the St. Louis Blues Turn from the horse's mouths. First, Brett Hull on the situation.
The taking away the C, that's a big deal. And, you know, there's a lot of ways you can lose your C, and you can be arrested, and you can do things to disgrace not only your family, but the crest you wear in the organization. And I don't think I did that.
It had to do with more interpersonal relationships with his teammates. And for that reason, we felt that with this group, he has a very strong personality. At the same time, he's played fabulously for us throughout the course of time since I've been here. He's been by far our best player.
I have a lot of respect for Mike Keenan. I mean, he took my C away, but I mean, there's a lot of coaches in this league that wouldn't have the guts to do that to me, you know?
One of the reasons they're smiling after all those changes and the C taken away, they won their last game against Hartford. Mike Keenan, 10 years in the National Hockey League as a coach, been to the playoffs every year. He intends to be there again this year. Steve Levy, thanks very much, and we are ready to go here at the Kiel Center in St. Louis. Dale Howard way out there. He'll be centering the line with Brett Hull on it. Paul Correa, the big star, of course, for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, out there with what seems like a new line every game. Sean Van Allen and Karnbach will be out there with him, and we are underway. Great to have you with us. First of 4 meetings between these two teams as the St. Louis Blues are coming off a 4-2 win at Hartford on Wednesday, and a big win for them, while last night the Anaheim Mighty Ducks on the road lost 5-2 at Dallas. St. Louis Blues first offensive attack swung back into the corner. Murray Barron back to get it, sends it in behind the net, chipped off by Shane Corson, the new captain. Sean Van Allen tipped it up and out of the zone. It'll be chased down by Big Al McGinnis. McGinnis clears it up through center ice. It'll be dumped ahead. Could have been a 2-line pass, intercepted though as Bobby Dallas was there.
Well, without question, the St. Louis Blues are going to try to go for the jugular early. They are playing against a team that is really suffering on the injured list. Also in wins, they've really struggled lately. St. Louis really wants to go after them early.
There is Mike Keenan, man down at ice level with him, our own Brian Engblom.
Thanks very much, Gary. Well, things are trying to settle down now after Brett Hull has lost his C. Brett says that he still has respect for Mike Keenan. Mike Keenan still has respect for him. And Hull will continue to get a lot of ice time. But the fans are really upset with Mike Keenan. They don't like this situation one bit. And we'll just see how it continues to go on.
He's getting booed every time he shows up on the ice here in St. Louis. And every time they put him up on the big screen, as they did just then, they were showing the interview we just showed you. And he got booed, and that's the way it's been here since opening night for Mike Keenan.
Nobody likes it, but at least in Mike Keenan's case, he has gotten used to it, or at least used to expecting it.
And if they win, the boos will stop. The other thing is there are a lot of empty seats here tonight in a city that has long supported its hockey big time. They are not selling out this year. Part of it because of the players on the Blues who aren't missing. Knocked ahead by Lambert to center. Taken there by Pronger. Pronger sends that one up ice. Chris Pronger, of course, coming to St. Louis from Hartford in that Brendan Shanahan deal. One of the deals that has some of the fans hot here in St. Louis. Both teams changing it up the fly. Has a ticket and dumped it ahead. Gets it back. Courtnall the ticket and ticking it in. The shot. Save made. Guy Bear is looking for a big game tonight. He has won only one this season, and he did not start in their loss last night. He's changing times with Mikhail Stalenkov, the losing goaltender in last night's game. McGinnis moves it ahead. Peter Zezel out there at center, and it dumped away. Here's a chance for a 3-on-2 break the other way. Shot save made by Grant Fuhr. Fuhr coming up big time on Todd Krieger, who went in all alone in a 2-on-1. Zezel freed it up. They got caught in a line change. St. Louis did that time.
Al McInnes was actually trying to get over center and dump it in, and he had it picked right off his stick from behind. Great transition by the Ducks going the other way, and Grant Fuhr had great faith in Murray Barron to play the pass. He just came out and stoned Krieger.
Jay Wells got it back into the zone, intercepted by Peter Doris. Doris cleared it out. The Ducks have had trouble scoring this season as they are averaging this year just 2.6 a game, 22nd in the NHL in scoring. Ironically, St. Louis hasn't done a whole lot better. They're 2.8. Centering pass shot scores. The Ducks take the lead. Todd Krieger. Nobody picked him up. And the Mighty Ducks take a 1-0 lead as they pick up the first goal in this game.
Exactly what the Anaheim Ducks wanted to do at the start of this game. The one thing Anaheim cannot do now, because they have no confidence, they actually don't have enough people to score, they can't fall behind. They desperately wanted the lead early. David Carper was along the boards, so was our referee for the game, standing there waiting for it. David Carper moved in and found Todd Krieger absolutely wide open to the side of Grant Fuhr.
Krieger gets his second goal of the game. Dan Marawelli, the referee, a little help on that. Andy McElman and Baron Parker are the linesmen working with him tonight. That's only the third time this season the Mighty Ducks have scored the first goal in a game. They are 1-1 when doing so. Carper picks it up on the near side. David Carper lost that one. Hull trying to break in, just missed. And a penalty coming up here. Dan Marawelli will get the hooking call, and St. Louis will have a power play when we come back.
Well, the coaches for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks said before the game, we want to try to win this game 1-0. That's what they've got right now. Terrific play by David Carper to hold off Denny Chassé, who was trying to take him. Chris Pronger tried to play the pass, didn't get it. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks, who are willing to clamp it down, they will trap, they will take care of their own end, they'll do whatever they can to try to keep the score down in this hockey game.
Here's a power play for the St. Louis Blues, a team that has spent most of the year either on the power play or more often than not shorthanded. They are the most penalized team in the league, so they're used to playing without folks. Here they've got a chance to tie it up in their first power play of the game. The St. Louis Blues, they have had 65 power play chances, the second highest. They are 16th in the league as they pick up 10 power play goals. Pierre tried to clear it out and get McGinnis coming back to get it. Todd Krieger's goal is second of the year at .236. Carper picked up the assist. The hooking call went on Carper, so he creates the power play chance at .303. Hull moves it in. Brett Hull, the leading scorer on this team, as you would expect. He is tied for 4th in goals in the league and 11th overall. Skipped wide, Howard-Chuck in front. Howard-Chuck and Corson on this line down low. El McGinnis with that cannon shot along with Pronger. Hull shot tipped by Shane Corson. Save made by Guy Hebert. Hebert started out this game strong, and he has been shaky in the last couple of games he has played in. Ron Wilson, the coach, said this is a big game for Hebert tonight because Stalenkov right now is out playing him. McGinnis dumps it back in behind the net. There's Corson. Corson looking for Hull in front. Howard-Chuck comes back to help. Howard-Chuck, Corson lost his helmet. Good play by the defenseman Milos Holan, who had the puck momentarily. McGinnis' shot tips. Howard-Chuck and Corson were both there. 1-1 on a power play goal.
Now, this St. Louis Blues power play has talent. They have a cannon on the blue line named Al McInnes. But look what's happening in front. 2 Blues and only 1 Anaheim Mighty Duck. Milos Holan was left there by himself. The Blues in the last 24 hours worked long and hard on this stuff. Basic shots from the point, blocking and jamming in front. Yes, they've got enough talent to do some finesse stuff, but when that fails, you go back to basics. That was a basic power play goal. They'll take it.
Shane Corson, 2 goals on the season now. Both of them have been power play goals. Al McGinnis intercepts. McGinnis shot, and he ripped that one wide. Rebound held onto by Murray Barron on the far side. A 1-1 game. The Mighty Ducks coming into this game 4th best in killing off penalties, but they give one up there. Center just tipped wide at Grant Fuhr. Great chance for Karnbach on the setup by Paul Correa. Back the other way comes Courtnall. Courtnall moved it into McGinnis. McGinnis shot again. Guy Hebert knocked it away. Courtnall back. 33-year-old veteran Jeff Courtnall out there with Esa Tikkanen on this line. Got some veterans working here for St. Louis on this particular line with Roman Vopat, number 37, who's the rookie. Picked up, and Correa will dump it back on the near side. Paul Correa leading his team in scoring with 9 points and 7 goals on the year. Pronger comes back to get it behind his own net. We are tied at 1-1. Icing call. Bring the face off the other way. Our goaltenders tonight, Guy Hebert, the 28-year-old, 2-4 lifetime against St. Louis, but 1-5 this year.
And Guy Hebert has said lately, look, I've got to make 1 or 2 more crucial saves a game. He hasn't. His coach knows that you can't win in this league unless you have a goaltender that makes the crucial saves, especially when you're not scoring. At the other end, Grant Fuhr is back, folks. That glove speed is back as well. He has a personal trainer named Bob Kersey, Jackie Joyner Kersey's husband, who trained her. And he is in incredible condition right now.
Grant's in such good condition. When I talked with him this morning, he's laughing about it. He says, I didn't feel this good when I was 19. And he probably's right. Pronger's got it. His shot deflected into the corner. Chased down there by Greg Gilbert. Gilbert dumped it in behind the net. Back for the wraparound shot. Couldn't get the shot on goal. Good chance. Jay Wells, veteran, working up at the point. Back come the Ducks, straight down the middle. 2-on-1 chance again. They open it up. Shot, Fier makes the save. Mike Sillinger was wide open. Penalty coming up, delayed call. It'll be on the Blues. The other way around, it'll be on the Ducks. Boy, the chances down low early for Anaheim have been many. Let's check in with Steve Levy. Steve?
Gary, tonight in Hartford, Sean Burke, he's no longer in goal for the Whalers. Montreal's Benoit Brunet, for the second time in the game, short side and from way out. Say hi to Jeff Reese. It's 4-0.
How about the Canadiens? Before the change in the front office and on the bench, 0-5 record since Tremblay hired, 3-0, 17 goals for and only 8 against. An entire turnaround for Les Canadiens.
Well, there's Mike Sillinger in the offensive zone. He hooked down one of the St. Louis Blues who was going to head out to the blue line to stop the shot. So an offensive zone penalty, and the Blues are back in the power play. The Blues, not only, Gary, are #2 on the number of power plays they have, they lead the NHL in the number of times short. You add them up, divide by the number of games. They are on an average involved in 16 special teams situations per game.
Yeah, well, they're 35 minutes plus in penalties, which is the most in the National Hockey League. And Mike Keenan had an interesting comment. He said only 2 teams voted against imposing the strict construction on the interference calls, and we were one of them. And then he ended the sentence. There you see what Bill was just talking about.
Yeah.
81 times shorthanded with Colorado next at 62, a distinct difference.
Yeah, Mike Keenan said, I don't know if that had anything to, and he just kind of tailed off at the end of the sentence. I talked to a couple of their older players this morning. Al McInnes is one of them. He said, you know what, Mike Keenan plays the same guys on the power play as he does in the penalty kill. Brett Hull plays both. Al McInnes plays both. Dale Howardcheck gets a bunch of both. He said, by the end of most games, we are, if not empty, our needle is just about empty.
Well, see what happens in this one. A 1-1 game early on. It's wrapped around the boards by McInnes. They've got the power play. Pronger to McInnes. He's got a cannon. He's in. The shot deflected up in the air and out of play. Bobby Corkum on defense. Got a piece. St. Louis goal was picked up by Corson at 4:35 from McInnes and Hull. Want to remind you, Tuesday at 9 o'clock, the New York Rangers with Mark Messier will be traveling west to take on the San Jose Sharks. National Hockey Night, Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The game will be seen in San Jose, and it's Halloween night, so who knows what'll happen. Craig Janney, the man who's out there in San Jose, will be part of that Tuesday night National Hockey Night. Still time with 1:21 left to go in the power play for the St. Louis Blues. Penalty killing team of the Ducks has been one of their strong points this season. Al McInnes on the near side. McInnes dumps it down low. Corson lets it go. Howardchuck there. Dale Howardchuck finally got unglued after he was set out a game by Keenan 2 games ago. He came back against Hartford with a 4-point game. Shot deflected by Corson. Save made by Guy Bear. Shane Corson, who had that first goal, almost got another. Howardchuck back up to McInnes. Howardchuck, Corson down low, pass to him, went to Hull, and a shot by Pronger. Hebert came out and cut the angle. Dumped back behind the net for Howardchuck. Intercepted there, banged up in the air by David Karpa. Karpa couldn't get it out of the zone. Held onto by Hull. Hull goes far side for Corson, chased down over there by Todd Krieger. Krieger has the goal for Anaheim. Al McInnes, 33 left on the power play. Tipped in front. Hebert's got it underneath him. And a very late charge to the net by Carper wasn't appreciated by Shane Corson.
That's it, boys. Good work, boys.
You know, Corson actually went for Carpa there. You know what you got when you've got Shane Corson on your side. And that is one of the reasons Mike Keenan gave Shane Corson the C. Shane Corson said this morning, I've never had a problem with Mike Keenan. He has always been very good to me. Mike Keenan has a half a dozen players on this team that have played for him in the NHL. Corson played for Mike Keenan, both during the Canada Cup years and also during the World Championship. He said, Mike Keenan was so good to me. He put me with Wayne Gretzky and Steve Larmer for the Canada Cup team. And he put me with Eric Lindros and Paul Kariya with the World Championship. Said, I got no problem with Mike Keenan.
He came over as a free agent from the Edmonton Oilers. So his first year with the St. Louis Blues, and he's their new captain. Power play still underway for the Blues. Deflected away to center. Here's a 2-on-1 chance, short-handed. Breaking in near side. Shot save made by Fuhr. Rebound tipped away to the corner. Great opportunity for Steve Ruchin, who's had 4 goals this year. He had a 2-on-1 chance, short-handed, and coming up big, Grant Fuhr. 10 seconds left on the power play for the Blues. Intercepted by Ruchin. Held on to by Tikkanen. Dumped it back into the middle. Power play has 3 on it. Tikkanen shot. Deflected out in front. That hurt Jason York. York gets back up. Penalties over. So they do not convert on this power play, and the Ducks are back at full strength. Territorially, though, in the first 9 minutes of this game, it's been controlled by the St. Louis Blues, but we're tied at 1. Courtnall, his shot blocked out deep. Zezel overskated.
He is so snake-bitten, Jeff Courtnall is. He couldn't even get that shot off. He fanned on it. He hasn't scored yet this year.
Paul Correa got it over wide side. Grant Fuhr, great kick out. Mike Sillinger set up by Correa. Fuhr with that left pad save. And boy, the veteran netminder, Grant Fuhr, does look like he is in the best shape of his life. Came to camp at 220, entirely out of shape. He's at 190 playing now. Back the other way. Volpat, the rookie, hit the outside of the post. Volpat with a chance for one as he was free on the right wing side. Rebound cleared around Tikkanen. Tikkanen dropped it back into the middle. Shot, the save made. Volpat again with a chance. And Guy Hebert gloves it. Well, the Anaheim Ducks may have won at a 1-0 game, but the way this thing has started, it may be about 10-9. First period in St. Louis, game tied at 1-1. Grant Fuhr in net. Coming into this game 4-4-1. He started them. Todd Krieger and Shane Corson have the goals in this game, tied at 1-1. Face-off coming to the left of Guy Hebert, and it'll be won back by the Ducks. Sean Van Allen won the draw, circling around with a Milos Holan. What a great story Milos Holan is. We'll tell you about as we go along tonight. Bobby Dolis drops it in. They say he's playing with leukemia is the story on it. And we'll fill you in on some of the details here. We have the opportunity. Chased back by Sean Van Allen. Van Allen working out there with Karnback and Paul Correa on this line. Karnback back in the middle. Karnback moves it in. Karnback backhand shot. Grant Fuhr again making the save. McGinnis got the rebound. St. Louis trying to bust it out in a hurry here. Roman Volpat, the 19-year-old rookie, dumped that one off into the corner, chased down by Greg Gilbert. Looking back out in front, Tikkanen trying to wrap around. Good play by Guy Hebert. Came out and knocked it away. Greg Gilbert got it again. Gilbert goes wide side. Bobby Dolis will give chase. Dolis, the defenseman, up to Paul Correa. Correa will rush the puck halfway through the first period, tied at 1. Picked up by Pronger. Pronger. He can skate the puck. He's a D, of course, sent in by Hull. Hull's got his centerman, Howardchuk, who's not been there for every game with him. There's Howardchuk moving over in the corner. After the loose puck, Pronger got knocked down, gets back up again to play it. Pronger, 2 goals, 3 assists in the games thus far with the Blues. Could not clear it up the near side boards. Comes away to Gary Volk. Volk, a 3-goal scorer, sends that one in on Fuhr. He gloves it. He'll hang on with Volk following up from center. Other games in the National Hockey League, our Bud Ice scoreboard. We'll keep you updated. Brunet with 2 for the Canadiens. Colorado's loving that high air, boy. Not sure the rest of the teams going there are.
It never seems to be a problem breathing when you go in there and win. The problem is getting the W out of there.
There's Milos Holan playing with leukemia.
He has a type of leukemia that attacks the bone marrow, and he is now waiting for a compatible donor. They tried his sister. That didn't work. All of the Anaheim Ducks players are going to be tested to see if they are compatible to supply the bone marrow for Milos Holan. At any time, he could be yanked from the lineup when the word comes through that the donor has been confirmed, and he will be out of hockey for a year.
Amazing. Brett Hull, save made. Guy Hebert got a piece of that one. Milos Holan had it discovered during camp, but they didn't announce it until the 20th of this month. And now he'll just continue to play and see what happens.
And wait.
And wait. Yep.
As soon as he ends up getting the call, if they call from Washington where he'll have to go, saying that there is a compatible donor for him, he will leave the team and really be out of hockey for a year. So he doesn't even know tonight if he's playing his last game for a year.
Carpa cleared that one out to center. Jason York moves it up. York brings it in for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Grant Fuhr knocks it away. Shots piling up here. They are 8-8 in this game. Score tied at 1-1. Hull's hanging away at center on that one. Hull bounced it. St. Louis trying to get one of their forwards up behind the D here early on in this game. Al McGinnis circles out with it, will drop it back. Both teams were in the middle of a change on that one. St. Louis will complete theirs now. Intended for Courtnall, intercepted and dumped on the near side to center. Sillinger brings it in. Sillinger looking for help, finds it. Tevodosky centered. McGinnis again moved in. Al McGinnis staying tight to Grant Fuhr's been in there to knock a couple away. Dirk, Tikkanen was on him. Dirk cleared it around the boards, near side for Sillinger. Sillinger clears it out, and Pronger's there to play it. 1-1 game, National Hockey Night from St. Louis. Sent in wide of the net by Jay Wells. That'll draw the whistle. 8:08 left here in the first. Great to have you with us from St. Louis. Blues and Ducks, one apiece.
A couple of Anaheim Ducks tried to make a Corson sandwich. They succeeded in that along the boards. Todd Ewan and number 18 Gary Volk. If you watch the right of your screen, you'll follow number 18 Gary Volk coming off the boards. Todd Ewan stick bang right across the bridge of the nose.
Volk went to the bench, had it looked at, stayed there. Lambert trying to get it out of the zone, did. Intercepted Ruchin, had it, lost it. Shot in on Fuhr from center. Wind up big shot by Joe Sacco. Sacco getting some playing time. He'd been sitting out. Chad Kilger is not playing tonight. Their 18-year-old got slashed last night against Dallas by Shane Churla. They're sending the tape in on it. There was no penalty called, and Ron Wilson thought it should have been a 5-minute major. He had hoped that Kilger was going to be able to play tonight, but not so. That hand hurt too much. So they're missing one of the youngsters who's been playing regularly.
Yeah, the good news, and they feared bad news, but the good news is that nothing's broken in his arm. He came here this morning, and it was so painful that he headed to the hospital for x-rays. The x-rays were negative, so he may be back soon.
In the corner, St. Louis Blues able to keep it alive. Brian Noonan went back in to get it. Noonan, one of those players Bill was talking about earlier, is along a Mike Keenan player. And about 6 of them on this team playing tonight. That one batted up and over. Let's check in with Brian downstairs. Brian England.
A couple of minutes ago, guys, you were talking about Milos Holland in a situation with the leukemia. Kind of a funny thing happened, and it shows Holland's marvelous attitude towards this whole situation. His coach, Ron Wilson, jokingly said to him, "Hey, Milos, I'll bet you hope it's me that comes up with the bone marrow for you." And Holland came right back and said, "No, coach, I was kind of hoping for Ray Bork." That's great.
I can't believe he didn't say Brian Engblom.
That's right. Well, he wanted to, but Brian was there, and Brian's modest, so he left his name out. Sean Van Allen yet to have a goal centering this first line with Karnback and Paul Correa. Off the face-off against Dale Hawerchuk, batted up in the air. Ducks will get this one cleared up, knocked away by Correa. Karnback can't get it. Corson on Correa, knocked him down. Back in, Hull the shot, save made off the blocker. Brett Hull all by himself on the left wing side, and Guy Hebert came up big time. Battle in the corner for David Carpa. Carpa trying to clear it out. Has to go around his own net with this one. Played there by Jason York. York had nowhere to go with it. Anaheim, enormous troubles clearing the puck out of their zone here. Hull centered it back. Shot by Hawerchuk, deflected wide. Skating again in front was Corson. He's been there all night. McGinnis dropped it away to Hull. Hull bats it off the near side boards. Hull with 7 goals and 5 assists. Coming into the game, he's added an assist tonight on the goal picked up by Shane Corson. So he's got a 6-game scoring streak going. This will be cleared for an icing.
You know, Gary, before the game, the Ducks coaches talked to their guys. They wanted them to commit to playing better in their own end. After the first period, they'll probably be saying, we didn't mean to play in there the whole first period. Here is another chance that the Blues have had. A great pass here across ice. Hawerchuk to Brett Hull. Watch how Hull just kind of flings the puck. Once he gets it in the curve, he just flings it and snaps at the same time. He's got a terrific bend, kind of curve in his stick, but I will guarantee you it's not quite as big a curve as it was before Wednesday night. He was caught with an illegal stick playing the Hartford Whalers. The Whalers called him, and he had to serve a 2-minute penalty.
Think Brendan Shanahan anything to do with that?
Oh, no, I asked about it and said I think it was Paul Holmgren.
You can pretty much look at some of his sticks and know you got a good chance of getting a penalty on the curvature.
Oh, without question. Brett Hull's stick, it looks so bizarre you would be tempted to try it even if somebody told you that it was in fact legal. It looks so sick, the curve in it, that you'd try it. The good news is that the Blues won the game. You can stand a penalty like that when you go ahead and win.
And offside is Brian Noonan. Want to remind you that we've got coverage of the National Hockey League on the Deuce for you. ESPN2 tomorrow night. Wayne Gretzky goes against the Maple Leafs. The Kings averaging over 4 goals a game this year. That'll be followed by NHL tonight with Bill Pito. You see it Tuesday through Saturday at 11:30 with all the action all the coverage for you. NHL tonight. We want to remind you that game tomorrow night will be seen in LA on the Deuce, followed by NHL tonight. Off the face-off, it is won there by LaPerriere. LaPerriere working out there with Noonan on this line. Sent in a wide. Jay Wells, the defenseman, got that one in. LaPerriere down in behind the net. Banged up along the far side. Tevodorski did not get it out of the zone. Some outstanding forechecking has been done in this first period by the St. Louis Blues. But when the Ducks have gotten out, they've gotten their shots. They are out shooting St. Louis 10-9. It's just that they've been on big break passes. LaPerriere moves back into the middle. Got tied up, dropped it off, centered, shots. Oh, may have ticked off Hebert. Greg Gilbert came in all alone again. Back up for Pronger. Pronger shot deflected wide by LaPerriere out in front. LaPerriere knocks it down. The battle there. Brian Noonan won it but couldn't control. Centering pass taken by Krieger. Todd Krieger will dump it in. Anaheim and St. Louis will change up. Grant Fuhr holds it up behind the net. Fuhr coming in with a .302 goals against thus far this season and a .908 save percentage. He and Guy Hebert have made some big saves early in this one. A haul down, and that's a penalty. No question, Bobby Dallas reached in with the stick and took his man down. Dallas will go, and St. Louis will have a power play in this 1-1 game here at the Kiel Center, downtown St. Louis. That's what it looks like from outside. And welcome back to St. Louis. Power play opportunity here. Dallas goes at 15-20 on the hooking call. And it'll be dumped into the corner. The St. Louis Blues will get their third power play chance of the game. It'll be sent the length of the ice. Grant Fuhr holds that one up behind the net. Al McGinnis, of course, a huge impact player on the power play. He's fifth among defensemen in scoring with 9 points, 3 goals, 6 assists. Still has that tremendous shot. Shane Corson goes back to McGinnis. McGinnis and Pronger. Pronger drops it off. Pronger looking, shot tipped again. Howardchuk this time in front. You got two of the great tippers in the game on this power play with Howardchuk and Shane Corson.
And they're going to get their chances at tips, and here's why. With Pronger, who can really bring it, and Al McInnes, who has one of the hardest shots in the history of this sport on the blue line, you can't collapse as penalty killers. You can't come back and take everybody that's in front, and as a result, the St. Louis Blues are going to get chances at those tips in front. Key acquisitions for the St. Louis Blues the last few months. Here they are. Courtnall, Corson, Fuhr, Dale Howardchuk. All of those came here as free agents.
They have changed the entire face of this team. When Bob Berry coached it a couple of years ago, 4 guys are left from the team he had. Bob's now one of the assistant coaches here with the St. Louis Blues. McGinnis takes it back in behind the net. Roger Nielsen, the former head coach of the Florida Panthers. Cleared back in. Panthers, who are playing so well. Mike Keenan was kidding around this morning with Nielsen, saying, there you go, you set up another team to win. You did it with the Rangers and I came. Now you set up Florida and you leave and you come here as an assistant coach. McGinnis chasing it down. Doug McClain gets some credit for that, though, for the job he's doing down there.
Absolutely, but it would be easy to call Roger the greatest setup coach ever.
Yeah, he just smiled. He still thinks he's in Florida. He was walking around the rink here this morning with a pair of shorts and no shoes on, barefoot. Corson dumps it off the boards, and we've got 50 seconds left to go on this power play chance for the St. Louis Blues.
Well, one thing has changed for a Mike Keenan team, and that is because Roger Nielsen is here, they do practice the power play. Mike Keenan was noted for every team that he coached, no power play coaching. Last year he said, I got $20 million out there in my power play. What do you want me to tell him? But Roger Nielsen, Mike Keenan said before the game when we were talking to him, said is a great compliment to me. A lot of people wondered how will Roger's defensive style work with Mike's really attack style, and he said that was never going to be a problem. He says, I'm into the passion and the emotion and the motivation of the game. Roger's into the X's and O's and watching videotape. He said, to me it's perfect, and we've been friends forever.
Yep, they are indeed that. McGinnis going behind the net. 37 seconds left to go here on this power play chance. Game is tied at 1-1. McGinnis drops it off. Esa Tikkanen moving it in. Tikkanen dumped it behind the net. Vopak is out there on the power play unit, the rookie, along with Jeff Courtnall on the front line. Cleared around the net, not hard by Milos Holan. St. Louis able to hold it in again. Back to McGinnis. McGinnis is open. Save Hebert. Rebound loose. Hull tipped it. Hebert didn't get it, but Paul Correa did. Correa comes out short-handed. 8 seconds left on the penalty. Paul Correa was offside on that pass. 6 seconds left on the Ducks penalty. Coming up in just 2 minutes 46 seconds, our first intermission. Dodge Intermission Report. We'll bring you up to date on that Montreal-Hartford game with the guys just running wild. Mario hitting the 500 mark. Steve and Barry will be there. That's the Dodge Intermission Report at the end of the first period right here on ESPN's National Hockey Night.
Last year, Al MacInnis had 2 dislocated shoulders. He had pneumonia in between the shoulder dislocations, but he is better. Did he ever bring that home? And does Guy Hébert ever look like he is ready to turn in a terrific performance? He has been lightning quick on MacInnis's shots. He has made about 5 excellent saves, really on top of his game.
Both these goaltenders have to do that because these two teams are at the top of the pile and giving up shots. St. Louis always has been. Curtis Joseph, for years here, faced more shots than anybody. This year, St. Louis giving up 33 a game. Anaheim giving up 32. On the far side boards, Joe Sacco got it out of the zone. Couldn't be chased down by Steve Ruchin, though. Ooh. Right there, Robert Durk almost caught official Dan Maroelli as he had the puck being hit with a high stick. The games in the National Hockey League on this Friday night, our Bud Ice scoreboard had been a 4-0 game for the Canadiens. They're underway now. The Avalanche playing at home, doing well there. We'll keep you posted, and of course during our intermission report, Steve and Barry will have scores and highlights. Jay Wells, 1,011th game in his 16th NHL season.
He is one of 13 St. Louis Blues that are 30 or older. You talk about looking around trying to find kids. The Blues only have 5 players, 5 who are under the age of 28.
Didn't have a rookie on this team until 2 days ago when they brought up Kevin Sawyer and Roman Vopat. They had sent all the rookies down. Asking Mike Keenan about that this morning, though, he said, I think I got 6 kids who are going to be playing at the National Hockey League level, but they need to play, so I'm sending them down while I got the veterans playing. Third backup along the far side boards. Pronger's got it again. Pronger near side for Brian Noonan. Noonan looking ahead on the cross ice pass. Good one to Gilbert. Didn't have much of an angle and shot it behind the net. Rebounded all the way to center to Pronger. They've got to get back on side. Blues do that. Dumped in around by Jay Wells. Guy Hébert goes back to get it. Jason York. York, who's played in all of them for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Bad play on the far side trying to clear the zone. David Karpa. Hébert will cover that one up. A mistake, and they got away with it.
He was kind of handcuffed when Jason York put it to him, and that's, you know, he looks like the bad guy in this play. Jason York actually handcuffed him and gave him one of those suicide deals that he couldn't do anything with in the corner. The oldest teams in the NHL, we talked about St. Louis's age. Here are the average ages of the oldest teams in the NHL. St. Louis ranks grandfather number 1, granddaddy number 2, the New York Rangers, with the Boston Bruins number 3. League average 27.
Anaheim right at the other end of that. They are one of the younger teams. They are loading up with kids for the future. Their average age just under 27 years of age. Brought back into the middle by Karnback. Karnback, wide side Correa. Correa, the shot. That's blocked out deep. And St. Louis will get it out of the zone. Al MacInnis putting the body down on Correa's shot to make that play. Bobby Dallas around his own net. A minute left to go here in the first period. Karnback looking for the return. Couldn't get it from Sean Van Allen. Howard Chuck clears it in. Goals came by Krieger at 2:36 from Karpa, giving Anaheim the early 1-0 lead. Power play goal by Shane Corson at 4:35 tied it. McGinnis and Hull had the assists on that. Those are the 2 goals we have here in the first period. Shots are 12-10 in favor of the Blues. There have been chances and some very good goaltending at both ends here by Grant Fuhr and Guy Hébert. Sent around the net for the touch-up and icing call. Jay Wells back to get it. Grant Fuhr, who's won 5 Stanley Cups. He's tied for 11th in wins with 294 in his career. He and Mike Liut are at number 11 all-time in W's.
Asked Mike Keenan today what kind of workload Grant Fuhr will encounter this year. He said full load. Absolutely full. Minimum 65 games is what Mike Keenan hopes to get Grant Fuhr into this season. Pat Jablonski is the guy that's backing Grant Fuhr up.
And he says, Grant Fuhr says, no problem with that. Want to play and feel as though I can. Back to the point. Shot deflected off on the near side, but Jay Wells took it. Pronger trying to hold it in. Sullinger knocked it away. Ducks trying to get one off here. Todd Krieger had it. Essa Tikkanen took it away. 8 seconds left to go. St. Louis Courtnall pinned up in the near side boards. Knocked down Mike Sullinger as he banged away, and that's going to do it here in the first period. So these two teams meeting for the first time, with the Blues coming in 4-4-1. Anaheim at 2-7. Good goaltending at each end. And after one, our score here on National Hockey Night, the Blues and Ducks at 1 apiece. Center. We have a 1-1 game as we go to the second period. Shots ended up 12-10 in favor of the Blues. In that first period, it was Krieger at 2:36 from Karpa, giving the Anaheim Mighty Ducks the 1-0 lead. Corson got his second of the year at 4:35 at a power play from McGinnis and Hull that tied this game up. We're underway here in the second period with the teams at full strength. McGinnis drops it off near side for Murray Barron. He just cleared it into the zone, intercepted there and played out. David Karpa got it up on the near side boards. Barron dropped it away. McGinnis comes back to get it. Those of you following sports know that the Anheuser-Busch Company is going to be selling the Cardinals. May wonder about their involvement with the hockey team. They own 5% of the Blues, so there should be no impact on the St. Louis Blues by the decision of Anheuser-Busch to get out of baseball. Taken on the near side and sent in wide of the net. Guy Bear, Grant Fuhr, the two netminders who had strong first periods in this game. Anaheim trying to get it set up in front. Todd Krieger, the centering pass, blocked and cleared.
You know, Anaheim doesn't want to change very much in the second period. I think they were the more focused team in the first period. Shots were about the same, so were scoring chances. But if you remember the first period, the St. Louis Blues made more mistakes. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks had the odd man rushes, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s. They didn't have a bad first period when it comes to focus. Their problem, and it will continue to be their problem until our young kids learn how to be snipers in this league, or until they acquire scores, is finishing. They will always get their chances when they're focused. Big question is, can they score?
Ron Wilson said this week, he said, we're just not good enough to capitalize on the other team's mistakes, and that, he says, is costing us dearly. We constantly fall behind. We can't play when we fall behind, and thus we are 2-7.
And to complicate matters, on Monday night in a game against the Colorado Avalanche, they lost Valeri Karpov for 2 to 3 months with a broken arm. He was one of the young players that has the potential to be a terrific scorer in this league. Chad Kilger, another kid that's going to be a scorer. He's only 18. He's out of the lineup tonight, but that is not a long-term injury. But it has been a struggle for the Ducks early.
Trying to find lines to work with Paul Correa, their bright young star, who is so fast and so good, really, that they don't have other people on this team to complement his efforts on the wing, and have shifted centers throughout the first part of this season. Dumped away at center. Esa Tikkanen knocked it back into the zone. They hadn't cleared. Volpat was still there. One of Mike Keenan's favorite right there, Esa Tikkanen, 30 years old now.
And you know, we talked about Bob Kersey as a personal trainer. He trains a number of the Blues and is really on their staff now. Esa Tikkanen and Mike Keenan said today as another guy that has really felt the impact of having Bob Kersey around. Esa Tikkanen had a bad shoulder coming into this year that was left over from last year, rehabbed, terrific shape. Esa Tikkanen and Grant Fuhr were not big off-ice conditioning guys. They are now.
They are now. Kersey has no mercy. Sent back in by Al McGinnis. His #1 job is to get his wife ready for the Olympics, her final Olympic appearance in all likelihood. She has said that, and he will be working as the coach, in fact,
The
for the
Olympic
West
coach,
team.
yep.
No, but that won't start till the first of the year. Tikkanen is hurt behind the play. There is a penalty coming up. Delayed call here. It'll be on St. Louis. McGinnis bats it away. Tikkanen going to the bench. The penalty, though, I think is going to be on St. Louis. This Tikkanen got hit in the face, but that's not the penalty. The penalty came further up ice where Dan Maruelli made the call, and it'll be against Volpat, the rookie. St. Louis will be shorthanded. So Tikkanen over at the bench. There's Volpat, who picks up the penalty, hooking at the 2:02 mark.
Oh, Bobby Dallas really backhanded the puck around, was following through with his shot or his pass around the boards. Caught Asa right in the yap.
So all he gets for that is his team shorthanded. He had nothing to do with that, however. There's Esa Tikkanen. Still one of the genuinely good guys in the game. His 11th season, a goal and 4 assists for him.
How about this kid, Roman Volpat, 19 years of age. I asked Mike Keenan about him before the game. He said 6'3", 216, very strong, good skater, good hands. He smiled. He said only 19.
He's got a couple of those around this organization. Power play underway here for the Mighty Ducks. They have struggled mightily in their entire existence. This is their 3rd season. When it comes to the power play for Anaheim, last the first 2 years and last in year 3 on the power play.
one of their problems is they don't have a surefire quarterback on the blue line. Oleg Tverdovsky, number 10 for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, will be that guy someday, but he's still only 19 years old, and he's in his second year.
Off the face-off, Mike Sillinger, their best draw man, won that one, cleared around the boards, 1-1 game. Power play the Ducks, their first of the game. Shane Corson, the penalty killer, sends it out. St. Louis, always dangerous, shorthanded. There's one of the reasons. Brett Hull up and working. They have scored 4 shorthanded goals, tied for first in the NHL. Anaheim hasn't given one up this year. Sillinger ran it straight down the middle. It never ended up on net. Correa gets it back out to the point. York working one side. Centering pass. Correa shot. Great save by Fjord. Paul Correa had the angle. Fjord came left to right. He does look 19 again.
I'll tell you, his agility is the way it was 6, 8, 10 years ago, Gary. I mean, he looks terrific. That was a wonderful feed by Milos Holan from the blue line. He had everybody thinking he was going to take the big slap shot. Grant Fjord didn't buy it. He followed the pass over to Correa and made the save.
He has looked incredible in this game. Great balance. He's down and up in a hurry.
Yeah, that's how I tell. How quick does he get up? And you know what? Even in the third period, we'll watch him, and the sure sign that he is in terrific shape will be if he continues to look as agile in the third period as he has in the first and second.
He has started all of the games in net for the St. Louis Blues with Curtis Joseph no longer here, and has faced more shots coming into this game than any other National Hockey League netminder. On the far side, Peter Doris tried to hold it in, could not. As a taken and giving chase. Davidorsky also back there. Guy Hebert came out to play it and got it up the boards. Power play has 25 seconds left on it. Davidorsky moves it in. Davidorsky looking, waiting, tried to center it. Bad pass. He didn't have anybody there. Right on Esatikin and stick, and it's cleared out.
That's what I was talking about. Tverdovsky is going to be a terrific player. He has an incredible amount of talent. That shows his age. He tried to force that pass through skates, and it just didn't have a chance.
Peter Doris re-intercepts to Tverdovsky at center. His pass again bounced up in the air. Courtnall moving up. Penalties over. Ducks did not convert. They're 0 for 1. McGinnis has to wheel it back as they would have been offside. Courtnall moving it in. Jeff Courtnall. Courtnall. Volpat out there on the line with him. Cleared around on the near side. Murray Barron stepped up to try and hold it in. Gets some help behind the play by Noonan, who went back to cover for him. Barron knocks it down. Lost it. Sent away to center ice. Back up Krieger. Krieger's shot. That went off the stick and into the seats. And the save made by Grant Fjord. National Hockey Night. St. Louis on this Friday 1-1.
Let's go back.
Yeah, he knows it all. I'm telling you, he's a man of the arts world. Off the face-off, taken back in behind the net by Barron. We are tied here at 1-1, 4.5 into this second period in St. Louis. Sent in behind the net. Grant Fjord going back to get it, held it up. McGinnis was there. He got skated off the puck by Ty Ewan. Sticks get up on the near side. Howardchuk took a big hit right there from Bobby Corkum. Ewan, Corkum, big rugged line here for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Ball got the stick in, took his man down. Ball cleared it around the net. Centering pass. Fjord in net, waiting on this one. Shot by Corkum, never got in. Blocked out deep. Al McGinnis again as that one hit him. Vault, Corkum, and Ewan creating some chances here. On the near side, St. Louis trying to get it out, and they will. Howardchuk got it out behind the play, and interference called. Interference coming up on the Blues, and another power play coming up for the Ducks.
Well, Grant Fjord doesn't even look like he struggles to make any of the saves that he makes, and he has made some terrific ones in this tilt so far, especially in the first period. A couple of minutes ago, this great feed from Milos Holan over to Paul Correa. And by the time the puck got there, Grant Fjord was over. He was reasonably square to the shooter, had the low areas of the net taken away completely.
Here's the power play opportunity for the Ducks, who did not convert on their first chance, as McGinnis goes at 5:06 on the interference call. Chance for the Ducks to regain the lead here. Correa hit from behind by Barron. Got it to York to hold it in, though. Set up in front of the net. Correa, the shot save made. Rebound loose. Batted away by Fjord with help down low from Murray Barron. Pronger shorthanded to Hull. 3-on-3. Hull to Pronger, and he missed it wide. Pronger behind the net. Tried to dump it out in front. Could not. Shorthanded chance for the St. Louis Blues. Paul Correa sends it in on the near side. Steve Ruchin, who got 4 goals for him. Ruchin started out like a house of fire in the first week of the season. Has cooled off. York drops it back. Milos Holan shot. Fjord with a glove. And he'll hang on. Milos Holland working one of the points of this power play, and our point man Brian Engblom. Brian.
Well, guys, from down here, it looks as if that the Anaheim Mighty Ducks are putting the game on the ice that they pretty much wanted to. They pretty good offensively from the standpoint of taking the puck to the net, but Grant Fuhr has just been a little bit too strong for them. I'm kind of surprised about Grant Fuhr and the fact that he is playing so well for St. Louis this year. I saw Grant play so much last season, and he just never got it together. He said, I just never felt like I was the goalie I used to be, and I can't really explain why. But he has really come around here tonight and so far this season.
Didn't get a lot of playing time last season, Grant Fuhr, and going between a couple of clubs. Now is settled in here with Mike Keenan, who he knows well. Power play, Milos Holland's pass block. Good play by Zazzle. Has it taken a canter by Milos Holland and cleared out second attempt.
I wonder if Grant Fuhr was in shape at all last year.
I think there's an answer to that with 2 letters. By his own admission.
Sure.
I mean, he knows he wasn't ready to go last
Grant Fuhr, while he has been a terrific athlete for a lot of years, is, I mean, there's no other way to describe him other than the fact that he was an underachiever as far as working out and staying in great shape. I mean, he underachieved. He never bothered working at it. Well, now he's working at it. Wow. How about those results?
Great. Zazzle, good job to clear that out. Veteran Peter Zazzle working on the shorthanded unit for the Blues. 35 seconds. You see the clock running on the power play here for the Ducks. Game tied at 1-1. Up on the forecheck, Courtnall put the hit on. Milos Holland got the puck. Holland will start it up ice. In the middle to Paul Correa. Correa for Sean Van Allen. Could not get it. Held on to. Good play by Todd Krieger, who kept it in momentarily at least, but shot right back out. And Jeff Norton cleared that one. It'll be taken back at the other end. They've only got 10 seconds left in the power play. Bobby Dallas out there working one of the points. Dallas, Krieger. Back for Bobby Dallas. Dallas will bring it in. 2 on the power play. Power play is over. Shot in, intended for Van Allen. Couldn't get it. Just under the box. McGinnis onside. No, he wasn't. Al McGinnis came out of the penalty box, tried the break, but he couldn't get back on the proper side of that red line. Coming just inside the St. Louis line. Team's back at full strength. Bobby Corkum out there for Anaheim in the dark jerseys, ready to take the face-off against, and lost it, in fact, to Ian LaPerriere. Got it behind the net, jammed up. Ewan cleared up the near side. St. Louis unable to get it out. Held in the zone for a moment by Robert Dirk. St. Louis forcing the play as they've been throughout. Near side, Wells. Wells dumped it in. Davidovsky got it back out. Gilbert will have to send it a little deeper while they clear. Sent in by Eakins. Dallas Eakins, the 28-year-old, but playing in just his 40th NHL game out there wearing number 4 for the St. Louis Blues. Behind the net, Davidovsky back to get it. Got it up on the far side. They're breaking around the boards. Bobby Corkum. Corkum with Ewan on the right. Balk on the other side. Corkum looking. Shot. Deflected out in front. Good defensive help down low. Blocked again in front. And again, Wells able to get it out. 2 good plays by Wells.
Boy, can David Carpin, number 17 for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, ever get his stick on a lot of pucks. I watched him in this game a couple of times when he's wanted to get it into the crowd. When he's been right next to the glass, he's flipped it up in the air and actually succeeded in once in just sort of bobbing it a couple of times on the end of his stick over the glass. And he knocks him down at the blue line, too.
Good hands.
Great hands.
Shane Corson has got the goal for the Blues right there. Corson drops it off for Howardchuk. Corson, Howardchuk, and Hull. Hull intended, intercepted. Back the other way, Joe Sacco. Good play by Sacco. Murray Barron comes back. Barron has played in all 10 games now for the Blues on D. Flipped out of the zone by Hull to Corson. Corson, Lambert rode him off the play. Milos Holland had the interception. Back up. Couldn't get it there. St. Louis getting back on side. Corson dropped it back for Hull. Instead sent around the boards. Howardchuk with a hit on the far side on David Carpa. They do battle. Lambert over there as well. Lambert reaching in, batted away. Picked up by David Carpa. Carpa takes it in behind his own net. Shots here are 15-12 in favor of the Ducks. Blues have not had one here in the second period, and we played half of it. Could that possibly be true? Cleared around on the near side. McGinnis. It is. Blues have not had a shot.
I talked about the focus that the Ducks had in the first period. I mean, they've picked it up. I mean, they have not allowed St. Louis any breathing room at all. And the meeting before the game stressed taking care of their own end. They said, you know what, we want to take the pressure off some of our guys that are pressing to score. We want to win 1-0.
Centering pass and a good one by Courtnall, but couldn't be received out in front. Vopat, the youngster, got tied up. Sillinger brings it in, but it's offside. So it remains a 1-1 game. We're halfway through it here. Our Miller Lite League leaderboard. scoreboard. Brian Leetch back on top among the defensemen in the National Hockey League in scoring. Al McGinnis, who you're seeing here tonight, tied with Suter, Bork, and Roman Hammerlich for second. Those are updated for tonight's game, including one picked up by McGinnis.
Check this ice time out. We have played half of this game, so that's 17:51 out of 30 minutes. Al McInnes said today, he said, I'm playing over 30 minutes. I'm not going to complain about it. But he at the same time mentioned that because he plays all the special teams, he is just dead at the end of these games.
And this is a full year. Todd Krieger, good play made again. Grant Fury, and that'll be cleared up onto the bench of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Next Tuesday night, ESPN's National Hockey Night will bring you a Halloween treat while you're not answering the door. Join us, won't you? We'll be at the Shark Tank as the New York Rangers will be there. It'll be the Rangers taking on the San Jose Sharks. The Rangers, they won a game last night, getting 3 third-period goals. The game will be seen in San Jose. Who will be in net for the Rangers? Interesting. Healy, the so-called backup, and Richter, supposedly the starter.
The numbers don't bear that out right now.
Kind of inexplicable on that one. Not that Healy playing well is not unusual, but Richter struggling a bit early is. Murray Barron chasing it around his own net, off the boards for Esa Tikkanen, who could not get it. Held on to Holland momentarily. Big jam up along the blue line. Now McGinnis back out there, didn't get much of a rest. Sent up the other way. Tikkanen makes the good move. Holland and he collide. Puck kicked away. Milos Holland used his skate on that one, while Esa Tikkanen had him tied up. Again, back intended for Barron. Taken by Sillinger. Barron clouts him. Hull trying to move it through the middle. Got away with one as Sillinger couldn't hold it in. Tikkanen has to turn it back into the zone. McGinnis back to get it. Game played at a pretty good pace. Not many whistles in this game.
But you see the Blues trying to move it up ice. There is nobody open. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks, when they can't get forechecking pressure, the dreaded trap. They go to the 5-man trap on one side, squeeze you off. You look for somebody to pass to. There's always somebody with an opposing jersey between you and the guy you want.
And then they're on you. Wells sends it in. Anaheim ranks 16th defensively, 3.6 goals against per game. St. Louis Blues have given up just 3.1. They are ranked 12th defensively. Sent in wide of the net. Fuhrer let that one go. Shot wide by Sillinger. Didn't have an angle. Paul Correa from behind the net. Correa gets tied up. Shane Corson has been all over him tonight. That time he was picked up by Brian Noonan. Zezel comes the other way, intended for Noonan, who didn't see the pass. Davidorski was able to pick it up. Anaheim works it back out. 8:34 left here. We're in the second period. Tie game. Goals came early. Correa centered shot. Deflected, and I think Fuhrer got a piece of that on Kindback. Correa comes back the other way. Correa, a couple of great passes on setups. They've not been able to convert on him, though. Sean Van Allen leaves it at the side. Kindback. Davidorski shot through the screen. Fuhrer the save. Had Van Allen set up right in front of him that time. Noonan was able to get it out of the zone off the near side for Courtnall. Bounced away to Davidorski. That ends up being a 2-line pass. Good goaltending. Denied the goal on Correa's setup. St. Louis has won the last 6 games they've played against Anaheim. 6-2 over the 3 years for the Blues against the Ducks. St. Louis still without a shot here in this second period. Brett Hull had 4 of those Blues shots in the first period. He has not been heard from here in the second as they've had him bottled up. Off the face-off. Won that time by Vopat, the rookie of St. Louis. York had it bounce off his stick. Vopat brings it in. Vopat thought about taking the shot and then just dumped it back in behind the net. Vopat heads to the front of the net. Ewan moves in the corner. Kevin Sawyer over there. Sawyer, the big kid, 36 for St. Louis in white. He's enormous. He's picked up a ton of penalties in his minor league career.
What, 1,000 minutes?
Pronger, yeah, in 3 years that he played in Spokane in the Western Hockey League, he went from no penalty minutes to the 12th most in the Western Hockey League history. Shot deflected up in the air, and it'll be held on to by Guy Hebert. Little ruckus in front. Will be separated. We'll check in with Brian Engblom. Brian?
Gary and Bill, you guys were talking about Al McGinnis and the fatigue factor, the amount he plays in any given season. Take a look at the St. Louis Blues schedule, which I think is probably the most favorable in the entire NHL. Back-to-back games, only 9 times. That's the fewest. That's compared to Boston, who does it 21 times. The opponents play the night before 19 times. That's right up there with the highest. And 3 games in 4 nights, 10 times. Vancouver, for instance, that's at 17 times. So when you look at it overall, guys like McGinnis, Mike Keenan is worried about his big stars because he does go with the horses most of the time. I think when you consider St. Louis, where they sit geographically, they have a pretty good advantage this year. Gary?
Yeah, there's no question that that's an advantage for St. Louis, given the age of their team. If they were a young team, I think very often young teams are a little better with a heavier schedule. And you know what? The bad thing about that St. Louis schedule is you hardly have any stretches of 3 or 4 days with no games. You're almost like you're playing every second game. Veterans can handle that. Kids, I think, need a little more time off now and again. But all in all, it's really favorable for St. Louis.
Perrier, one of the younger players on this team in his 48th game in his NHL career. The likes of Al McGinnis and Howard Chuck and Corson and Tekin and the veterans. Great chance for the younger St. Louis players to learn.
Dan Maroelli is actually bringing the defense pairing of Karpa and York back onto the ice and sending a couple of defensemen off that changed, he says, after he gave them the signal of no more changing.
He had to go over and get him off the bench, and Wilson not real happy with that one. Bobby Dallas just went back. He'd been out there. Faceoff comes back to Barron. Barron sends it into the corner. Picked up there by David Karpa. Harper got it out. 3-on-2 break right here. They come down the middle. Lambert tried to get the shot off and could not. Lambert squeezed out of the play by Jay Wells again. Wells has had an excellent defensive game. Cleared around, not hard enough. Jeff Norton was over there. Shipped back through the middle off the near side boards. Barron stepped up trying to hold it in, but it's deflected over the glass. 6:59 left here in the second.
Well, the St. Louis Blues have a number of players who have returned to St. Louis for a second tour of duty. There is one of them, Peter Zezel. He and Brian Noonan, who played for Mike Keenan, Zezel did in Philadelphia, Brian Noonan did in New York and in Chicago. They have both said, hey, this is nothing what's going on with Mike Keenan now. Nothing compared to what it was like in Philadelphia, nothing what it was like in Chicago.
He took the C away from Denny Savard in Chicago, taking the C away from Hull on Monday. Set Howard Chuck and Norton. Didn't like the way they were playing. Said Howard Chuck was pacing himself. Had forgotten how to work. Said Norton was lackadaisical. Said Hull took the night off. Even though he was dressed in that game, he set him. What did they do? Well, they came back in that last game over Hartford. Howard Chuck 4 points. Deflected in on goal. Hull got a goal. The winner was picked up by Norton.
Yep.
Pronger had the winner. Norton had a goal.
And that prompted Kelly Chase, who plays for the Hartford Whalers and used to play for the St. Louis Blues, at the success that those guys had when they came to Hartford that night. He said, you know what? You can almost eat a chunk of coal and spit out a diamond.
It's
Mike Keenan's, I love it. Mike Keenan's moves work.
And it's winning. Mike Keenan told us before the game that's what this comes down to, and he said, I think I'm fair. And he had a good point. He said, players who played for me before want to play for me again. So if I wasn't fair, I don't think that would happen. That's fair enough. Dumped away along the center line. Gilbert was there to get it. Gilbert and LaPerriere. It'll be sent in off the boards for Gilbert. Bobby Dallas was back there with him and collides with him. Puck, Gilbert had it up against the boards. Jammed away behind the net. Played around by Courtnall. By Joe Sacco, rather. Sacco not getting it out. Gilbert stepped up to hold it in. Barron had it. Sent back in behind the net again. Chassé pinned up. Chassé just kicks it away near side. Milos Holland came over to get it. And it's right along the blue line. Not out. Shot back in and high by Gilbert. All of a sudden, Gilbert turned around, and there was the puck. Peter Zezel. St. Louis changing it up. Long shift here for the Mighty Ducks. They need to clear, and they do. And they'll get some fresh legs out on the ice. Pronger will come back to get it. No icing on it. Pronger clears it up for Courtnall. Faked the red line short. Courtnall dropped it to Zezel. Zezel centering pass, broke it up, knocked away. Good play by Tevedorsky, who leads the rush the other way. Brought back in. Shot by Paul Correa. Save made by Fuhr. That was Steve Ruchin who made that last block. It's in the corner. Zezel. Zezel lost his stick. Shot deflected wide. Zezel goes back to get his stick behind the net. Tevedorsky's shot deflected right in the dot. Nobody could find it.
Peter Zezel reached up and grabbed the puck and dropped his stick again.
In comes Hull. Hull trying to center Courtnall. Got ridden out of the play in the near side by Dirk. Dirk reaches in and poke checks that one away. And Tevedorsky picks it up. Tevedorsky trying to shake Van Allen at center. Pronger was there. Pronger dumped it off for Courtnall. Courtnall back through the middle on the near side boards. Vopat gets it back from Hull. Vopat sends it in over Guy Bear's head. Courtnall on the far side. Dirk with a check on him. Tevedorsky moves over. Went right by him. Near side to Paul Correa. Correa will start the rush up ice. Correa Drops it off on the far side into the corner. Krieger gives chase. Krieger has the goal for Anaheim in this game. Krieger moving to the middle. Hauled down, and a penalty coming up. St. Louis, Dallas Eakins will be charged on the hold, and the Ducks will have a power play. Dallas Eakins out of there as he picks up the holding call at 15:25, and a power play opportunity here for the Ducks.
Well, we have already documented that the St. Louis Blues lead the NHL in penalty minutes per game, 35.8. To put that in perspective, 10 teams are averaging under 20 minutes a game. The Boston Bruins have the fewest in the league, 12.6 minutes, and the Blues 35 minutes a game.
It's amazing. You take a look at the even strength situations I was totaling up today. Anaheim, 44 goals for they and the opposition scored in even strength 5-on-5. For St. Louis, they have 20. I mean, there's no 5-on-5 being played.
There's no time for those even strength goals.
There's no even strength goals. It's all power play and shorthanded. Yet the St. Louis Blues are 4-4-1. Here at home, they've won 2, lost 2, and tied 1. They were great here in their new building last year. They went 16-6-2 in the shortened season here at home.
There's Brett Hull. Mike Keenan said before the game, too, after we interviewed him, he said, you know, it wasn't as if I didn't warn Brett Hull about yelling at his teammates. One of Brett Hull's problems, according to Mike Keenan, is that he is intolerant of people that are less talented, that can't see the ice the way he does, and wants more results out of other people. Mike Keenan said, I told him, you can't go after your teammates verbally like that, especially in front of everybody.
And that's why he says he took the seal.
Yes.
York, it wasn't because Hull questioned the setting of Howard-Chuck in that game back in Buffalo. It was because of what he was doing in the top department with his own teammates. Power play here for the Ducks. Near side, Paul Kariya back to the point. Jason York had it blocked. Hull deflected into the seats. Steve Levy, what you got?
Gary, we've got the new Dodge taking us to Calgary, where I understand they have luxury suites, and they look great. And that's a rebound goal from Slava Kozlov. 1-0, guys.
The Flames, the Flames, the Flames. Will they win? They've made a deal.
Well, the Red Wings and the Sharks have made a deal. And Igor Larionov went to the Detroit Red Wings. Ray Shepherd to San Jose, and with Owen Nolan from Colorado going to San Jose, Ray Shepherd there, Pat Falloon. What a right side all of a sudden San Jose has.
Yep. Another team looking to get some scoring punch. They're back off the near side boards. 1:26 left on the Blues penalty. York knocks it down, sent it up to Kariya, knocked away by Barron. York had it jammed away on the near side. Barron sends it out, and St. Louis will change it up. Played behind the net. Milos Holand comes back to get it. A 1-1 game. No scoring here in the second period. York sent it ahead. Ruchin just cleared it around the net. Intercepted Courtnall on the far side. Paul Kariya does battle with him. Can't get it by Holand. Held on to by Corkum momentarily. Take that back. Steve Ruchin out there on that power play. Banged off the near side boards. Tikkanen, he was unable to clear it out of the zone. 45 left on the power play. York. Milos Holand. Holand tried to shoot it in. Zeza was right in front of him. Pronger goes to the boards for it. Ruchin there with him. Dug away to Zezel. Short-handed Blues, and they'll clear it. 32 left on this power play chance. Mighty Ducks still trying to find a way to make this power play work. They've scored the fewest, tied for the fewest power play goals with 5 thus far this year. McGinnis cleared it around. St. Louis trying to get it out. Can't. Krieger able to hold it in. Todd Krieger battled, got knocked down. Penalty coming up here. And it's a cross-checking call. The St. Louis Blues, with 10 seconds left on the first penalty, are going to get another one here. Brian Noonan's going to go. All right, Visa storyline here in St. Louis tonight. Krieger has picked up his second goal of the season. Corson with a power play goal, his second. 3 points in the last 2 games for Shane Corson. Power play, you see, not effective for Anaheim. St. Louis has gotten there 1 with the advantage.
Our Visa replays all the offense. Not that much either. A couple of goals. First period, Todd Krieger on a feed from David Karpa. And then Al McInnes with the quick release. He had screen in front. Shane Corson got his stick on it. That tied it. Pretty tight game since then. Boy, far fewer scoring chances in the second period than the first period.
The Blues have had 1 shot on goal in the second period.
That is it.
Big face-off One out of the zone. Shane Corson able to chase it out. Two-man advantage only for 10 seconds, and it is now over. However, the Ducks continue the power play here. You can see where the power play, when it doesn't work, can really get the heads down for the team that's struggling with it. Correa back out. Tevodorski faked the shot, had it, didn't take it. Shot in wide of the net by Bobby Dallas. Another problem the Ducks have had this season. They get shots that aren't on net. Back up again. Dallas shot. That one deflected wide as Shane Corson went down in front of it. Tevodorski near side for Van Allen. Van Allen. Correa. Sean Van Allen. Continuing power play here. Right from one to another one. Krieger along the far side. Sent up but not out. McGinnis there and clears the zone.
Yeah, Al McGinnis, that's why he has logged all that ice time this season and in this game. He had that full shift right there to try to kill his penalty. It's no wonder he's tired at the end of the game, and that in the long run for an older team is going to hurt St. Louis. They have to cut down on their penalties.
Yeah, you just can't keep playing
no, I mean,
odd man.
I tell you what, it tires you out a lot more to kill than it does to go on the power too.
Sure. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, you bet it is. You bet it is.
Sent in by York. Back to get it, Grant Fuhr. Fuhr flips that one, trying to get it off the dasher. Could not get it by on the far side. Mike Sillinger was able to hold it in. St. Louis looking for the clear here. They get it by York and out of the zone. Good play by Jay Wells again. Wells got it out. 27 seconds left on the Anaheim power play. Milos Holan working one of the points, waits for a little help. York is out there with him. On the far side to Peter Doris. Doris sent it in. Sillinger a little room. Sillinger dropped it. Shot. Where to go? Behind Fuhr. He finds it. Still loose. Shot. Did not score. Yes, they did. Patrick Karnback found it out in front of a downed Grant Fuhr. And it is a 2-1 Ducks lead.
Gosh, the way they have played defensively, this is a huge goal in a very tight game with 55.9 seconds to go in the second period. Grant Fuhr was angry. He got a piece of the first one. A terrific play from Sillinger to Karnback. Here it comes. Great feed here to Sillinger. Then another perfect pass to Karnback. It was lying under Grant Fuhr. Nobody was able to clear it. And the Ducks just swarmed all around. That's Peter Duris's pass. God, what a nice pass here to Mike Sillinger. Sillinger could go nowhere. He was on his back end. He would not have had a good shot one way or the other. And did that go off the post?
Yes.
It hit the post and ended up under Fuhr. Chris Pronger, number 44, tried to clear it. Never happened.
Right place, right time. Karnback gets the goal. It'll be his first of the season. Comes on the power play. And it is the Ducks with a 2-1 lead as they convert their power play opportunity now. 1 for 4 for the Ducks on the power play.
Karnback was due. He had a terrific opportunity in the first period. He missed on the first one there when he hit the post and just swung around to get his own rebound.
Esa Tikkanen moving it in. Dirk on the check. St. Louis, Courtnall back over. Tikkanen in the middle of Hull. Hull, the quick shot at it blocked. Puck still loose. And a penalty coming, I think, for holding. Out in front, it'll be on Anaheim's Robert Dirk. A holding call with 15 seconds left to go here in the second period. Though the Ducks are going to be short-handed. Want to remind you that coming up on the Deuce tomorrow, it'll be Wayne Gretzky and the Kings tomorrow night taking on the Maple Leafs in Toronto. Kings who are off to a tremendous start under Larry Robinson. They'll take on Toronto at the Forums Saturday night, rather, in Toronto, 7:30 Eastern time. Then after that, remember the Tuesday through Saturday at 11:30. Bring you up to date on NHL tonight. There's Dirk gone. Off the face-off, it is one back to McGinnis, who sends it to Pronger. Power play for St. Louis. 9 seconds left in this period. Shot in by McGinnis. Tipped Esa Tikkanen in front. Good play by Dallas on defense. Again in front. Dallas tying up Esa Tikkanen. Pronger held it in. Can't do anything with it, though, and that'll end the period. So the St. Louis Blues having to wait a long time to get any chance at a scoring opportunity in this period. On the board right now, they've had only one shot in that second period. The Ducks with a power play goal now have a 2-1 lead after as well for the Mighty Ducks.
I am thoroughly impressed with the way the Anaheim Mighty Ducks responded to what their coaching staff asked them to do, and that is keep the puck out of their net. They wanted to play tight defense. Here now in the third period, the question will be, is one goal enough? Because you know St. Louis has more firepower than Anaheim.
And we are underway here in the third period of the power play on for the St. Louis Blues. Power play chance for them to open up here and get this game tied up. Shane Corson working out there with the Hull and taking it on this power play. McGinnis back along the point along with Jeff Pronger. McGinnis on the near side, bangs it off the boards for Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen coming up high, back down for Corson. Hull 4 shots in that first period and then held out. Great play by Guy Hebert. Puck still loose. Hull tried to jam it through and could not. And will get a whistle. Brett Hull leveled after he took that shot on the puck sitting out in front of Guy Hebert. And there he is behind the net. He got hit hard enough to dislodge that helmet.
Yeah, Brett Hull is trying to do some blocking and jamming in front. That is what the St. Louis Blues have worked on in the last couple of days. Bobby Dallas looked like he had his stick stuck in his jersey, in Hull's jersey, and then Peter Duras really finished him off. Guy Hebert's big problem is going to be breaking a sweat. I will just about guarantee you that in the locker room before he came out, he tried to do something to warm up. He only had 1 shot in the second period. Couple.
They added another, Bill, after we went to break. Yeah, they had 2 shots in that second period. One of them came right at the very end of it. Bobby Dallas in behind the net.
That's still not enough to warm you up.
No, that won't warm you up. Here's Esa Tikkanen, and he lost control of it. Slid by him, and as he mad at himself because he was wide open. A penalty coming up. Delayed call. Shot in, save made by Hebert, and the Anaheim Mighty Ducks are going to be short-handed by 2 with 37 seconds remaining on the first penalty. A high sticking call called by Dan Maruelli here, and 2 short for Ron Wilson's Ducks. Bobby Dallas is headed off.
Now the Anaheim Mighty Ducks took the lead late in the second period. A very tightly played second period, which is exactly what these guys wanted to do, especially playing on the road. And finally, a power play goal, believe it or not, for Anaheim. Patrick Karnbach was robbed. He hit the post and came back out under Grant Fuhr. Karnbach circled the wagons. That is his stick that actually shot the puck by Jeff Norton's leg, who was trying to block it. Jay Wells, at least, standing there trying to block it.
Now there's the man, Patrick Karnbach, getting his first of the year and giving the Ducks the 2-1 lead. But now Anaheim shot short 2 players. 37 seconds remaining on the first penalty. 5-on-3 power play. McGinnis over to Pronger. Hull the high slot. Pronger the shot. Save made. Rebound. Back for Hull. Corson tried to set him up on that one. Howard-Chuck on the near side. McGinnis. Pronger. 2-man advantage. Pronger save. Rebound. Score! Shane Corson has tied the game up.
Now, the one thing that the Ducks knew would get them into trouble is penalties in this period. They tried to kill the one that was left over from the second period, but added a penalty to it. So on a 5-on-3, you know you're going to generate scoring chances. Simple stuff. Shot from Chris Pronger that was not an attempt to score as much as it was just get it in front. That's a 3-on-1 that the Blues have, outnumbering David Karpa, number 17 for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, in front of Guy Hebert. The basic stuff is what the Blues want to do on their power play, and it worked perfectly there.
They have picked up 2 power play goals. Shane Corson has both of them tonight. They still have a power play. That came with a 2-man advantage. They've still got 1:30 left to go on this power play, 5-on-4. Corson stays out there, cleared it around for Hull. Howard-Chuck in the corner. Dale Howard-Chuck. Shot save made by Guy Hebert. Batted away, but not out. Hull able to hold it in as Karpa couldn't get it out. McGinnis back over to Pronger. Hull. Corson set up in the slot. Howard-Chuck far side. Pronger missed it. Howard-Chuck shot saved by Guy Hebert. Centered. Hull shot. That one's blocked and deflected off the glass. Hull got tied up a little trying to get that off. Correa sends it out, and Guy Hebert as a player down in front of him. That is David Karpa.
And if David Karpa is down, he is hurt. The Anaheim trainers and the coaches say that David Karpa has one of the highest pain thresholds they've ever seen.
Anaheim already struggling with injuries. This time Karpa went down on the action in front.
Right in the bridge of his nose. There was Brett Hull trying for his shot. Bounced up.
Was that Shane Corson's stick?
I don't know, but he got... Oh yeah, it sure was. That was one of those intentionals made to look accidental that that you really hate to get on the bridge of your nose.
Now, there's going to be a call here, and I think the linesman is helping out the referee, Dan Maruelli. Corson's going to go, and let's see for how many. He is really upset. But, boy, there's no reason for him to be upset on that call.
No, he made it look good, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, somebody else's eyes besides Dan Maruelli, one of the linesmen, caught him on the play.
Because it was a late call after the linesman had come over.
4
It's a
minutes.
double minor. Mike Keenan has argued all year about the officiating. He doesn't like the calls being made on the so-called obstruction enforcement. Dan Maruelli here tonight's played it pretty well even as far as the penalties are concerned, but this is the big one. Corson goes for 4. It's a 4-on-4 situation with 59 seconds left on the Ducks penalty. He's arguing with Dan Maruelli.
Well, you know, I said if David Karp is down, he is hurt. If David Karpa sees that the puck is over the glass, David Karpa is good enough to go down and try to draw that because the play had effectively ended. It's not as if he went down during play.
No, and he clearly got whacked on that one. Murray Barron sends it in. 4-on-4 situation. Game is tied at 2-2 as Shane Corson got the goal at gets the high sticking call here at the 2:10 mark. He also scored the goal at 1:25 as the assist went to Pronger and McGinnis.
Gary, the point I'm trying to make on that play is that maybe he didn't get hit as hard as we thought originally.
Tevodorski in, holds it, shot, and deflected off the side of the arm on Grant Fuhr. Tevodorski held that one a long time. Here comes Hull. Hull working to the middle, looking for the screen to Howardchuk. Had it intercepted. McGinnis steps up to hold it in. Good play, McGinnis over to Hull. He can't keep it in. 4-on-4 for another 9 seconds. Then the Mighty Ducks are going to have a long power play chance. As the Tikkanen clears it ahead, and it rolls through the crease and will be whistled. Tikkanen didn't get the timing on that one he wanted. Power play now for 2:59 for the Ducks. Outside the Lines is coming up Tuesday starting at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's the 5th anniversary special. Some of the significant issues of the day will be reviewed that have taken place during the 5 years that Outside the Lines has been on the air. Steroids, sexism, improper monies, and the autograph game all will be highlighted. 5th anniversary special on Tuesday night. Now this is a break for the Ducks. They get the face-off all the way back into the offensive zone here. As Tikkanen tried to play the clock on that one and could not. Sean Van Allen on the face-off lost that one to Peter Zezel, taken behind the net and swung out by Jeff Norton. So the Ducks in a 2-2 game. An opportunity here with 2:48 on this long power play. Correa got knocked down. Zezel to Tikkanen short-handed as a Tikkanen shot knocked away. Guy Bear. Paul Correa was looking to Dan Maruelli on that one, wondering why there wasn't a call as he got knocked down from behind. Here's Pronger. Pronger sends it in. Now McGinnis, a couple of assists on the 2 goals picked up by the Blues in this game. Corson's had both of them coming on the power play. All of his goals this year have been on power play chances. That'll be held onto and whistle drawn right there. Just underway, 3rd period. These 2 teams gone at it pretty good here in this one. Jeff Norton, the 29-year-old veteran, one of those we mentioned who got benched in that Buffalo game and then came back in the Hartford game big time with a goal.
Didn't bother Jeff all that much. I mean, a veteran guy. Mike can get results. The problem with benching people in key situations is if you do it to a young kid and he's not quite there emotionally and ready to take that kind of heat, it's going to shake his confidence, and it's really a question mark as to whether or not he can come back. With a veteran player, you pretty well know how he's going to respond, and Jeff Norton responded with a goal in Hartford in the next game.
Bobby Dallas able to hold that one in. That, of course, a big game for St. Louis going back where Brendan Shanahan was playing in Hartford. There's the hook put on by Barron as he got a hold of Correa. Dumped along the far side, and Tevodorski able to hold it in. Tevodorski dumped it in. There's McGinnis doing battle with Van Allen. Near side, Bobby Dallas on the power play shot deflected up in the air. Van Allen, Correa, both behind the net. Tried to get it back to Correa. McGinnis intercepted. Cleared up by Karp back to the point. Tevodorski. Doski over to Dallas. Dallas shot save made by Fuhr. Man, has he been quick tonight? Got the blocker. Centering pass for Van Allen. Blocked again by McGinnis. Back up Tevodorski. Near side to Dallas. Power play Ducks. Shot. Deflected out in front and cleared. McGinnis, what a game he's playing.
He can hardly make it to the bench, Gary. He is that spent at the end of this shift. Boy, he has played a ton.
Well, McGinnis has done a job. Two veterans tonight, Wells and McGinnis, have been outstanding. Cleared in by the Ducks. Still have a minute 15 on the power play.
Well, yeah, one of the things, too, that we got to watch for is Mike Keenan shortening his bench and shortening his D-men. He likes to do that, but with a team that's as old as this one, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that much as the season moves on.
Milos Holland dropped that one back in. Courtnall came back to get it. Couldn't. Short-handed. St. Louis Blues just run into the corner. Save made by Bear. Brian Noonan with a quick release on the short-handed chance. Big play there. Back down. They've got a 2-on-1 chance. Again, Grant Fuhr knocked it away. Fuhr enormous at the other end. 40 seconds remaining on the power play here, as the Ducks had an extended power play but have not been able to convert in this 2-2 game. Holland dropped it off for Sillinger, has a ticket, and stepped in and took it away. Hull was playing up. Hebert goes back with York, and there's Hull. Hebert just floats it off in the corner for Mike Sillinger. And back they come. They still have time on this power play chance. Allen brings it into the zone. Tied up by Barron. Good play by Murray Barron, the veteran defenseman, to take him out. Cleared for the Blues. And may have time for a rush. You see the time remaining for the Ducks. Krieger at center. Good job of the penalty killers of St. Louis. They've killed it off. Sent into the zone. Pronger back to get it. So it remains a 2-2 game. Shane Corson looking for the hat trick. Tevodorsky's up there with him, and Tevodorsky ran him off the puck. Play by Tevodorsky, the rookie. Dumped into the middle by Correa to Karnback. Back for Karnback. He's in front. Karnback shot wide. Did not get it on net. Went for the wide side and failed to get it. Sent back into the middle. Shot by Lopat. Deflected off the blocker by Guy Hebert. Lopat sends it behind the net. Hawerchuk to the middle. Hawerchuk dropped it off. Pronger the shot. Missed the net. Boy, he had Hebert, who did not expect that shot, down, but it went wide.
Hey, if it stays this wide open, it undoubtedly favors the St. Louis Blues. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win, but guess what? It's an advantage to them with the talent they have.
Wide open third period. 7 minutes into it. Remains tied at 2.
He was dislocating his shoulder on a regular basis, and this guy's a real competitor. He feels that the off-season surgery that he had has made a huge difference. He is back in shape, and he's feeling 100%, and you could see by the glint in his eye, he was real happy to be playing again this year, and it's showing out there. He's playing outstanding.
Todd Ewan brings it in. His shot partially blocked and ends up going over the glass. As you saw, McGinnis ready to go over the 30-minute mark.
You know, I talked to Al McInnes this morning about all the ice time, and he said, well, you know what it's like. You're dead tired. You're sitting on the end of the bench. The coach looks down and says, you ready? What are you going to say? No?
No.
And I don't know anybody that says no. I don't know anybody that, you know, you could be dead and you say, yeah, I'm ready. And somehow you try to find the air. You're sucking for wind. You get out there. You just do what you can. But you say, yep, I'm ready. Because you know why? You're afraid next time he's not going to ask.
He's been ready. Bobby Corkum takes the shot off the face-off. Grant Fuhr there to knock that one down. Corkum, who had been up on that first line with Correa in the last game we did with Anaheim, moved down now to a checking line for the Mighty Ducks. We're in the third period in St. Louis, tied at 2. Beautiful view of downtown St. Louis. 29 years, the home of the St. Louis Blues, and now, of course, the St. Louis Rams with their new stadium, also in downtown St. Louis. Dumped back into the corner as we are 2-2 here in the third period. It's the Anaheim Mighty Ducks trying to get out of a 2-game losing streak. St. Louis trying to win 2 in a row. You see now it's turned around here in the third period in the shot department. Just the opposite of what we saw in the second period. Batted off the glass on the near side. All the penalties over here. Teams at full strength. Todd Ewan. Zezel got it. Zezel behind his own net. Bobby Corkum intercepting. Lost it. Peter Vault moved over, rather. Cleared out through center. And chasing it down, David Carpa. Carpa back in his own end. Carpa had Chassé all over him. A big hit away from the play. LaPerriere took down Jason York. And an offside call here on the Ducks. And the linesmen separating now. Chassé and Carpa. And they do separate. 2-2 game. Nobody wants the big penalty. Want to remind you the Senior PGA Golf Tour will be continuing right here on ESPN, coming up at 4:30 tomorrow. The Kahnawake Classic be coming your way from Maui. Lee Trevino, Chichi Rodriguez will be there. The coverage will continue on Sunday with the final round action starting at 5:30. But see it tomorrow, 4:30 PGA. The Elder Statesman will be out on the course.
But David Carpa took down, or at least slashed, Denis Chassé, and while they were looking at each other, I don't know. Jason York didn't see Ian LaPerriere coming. Did he get leveled?
With some pretty good hits in this game. Both teams now, what could be a rougher game, hasn't gotten that way because of the score here. Neither team able to get even the 2-goal lead. Anaheim kicked off the score with a 1-0 lead. 2 power play goals by Corson brought St. Louis back. Each time the Mighty Ducks have gone up in this game. Krieger and Karnbach having the goals for the Ducks. Cleared up. Dirk guns it back in. Lambert just getting out of the zone, so the Ducks just getting onside. Murray Barron had time to go back to get it. Barron will take it back in behind the net. Lambert up on the forecheck on him. Near side. McGinnis right back out there.
There's still a delayed offside call on, so the Blues can really take their time, and they did the right thing.
Freebie to get it out.
Yep.
Intended for Hull. Dirk was there to knock it away. Got the stick in on that one. McGinnis takes it back. McGinnis against Tevodorski. Hull on the far side. Unable to get free. Backed out of the zone by Doris. Sent right back in over his head. Joe Sacco had a duck on that one. Cleared up on the near side for Lambert. Lambert trying to send it out. Hull knocked it down. St. Louis is going to clear the zone. So Hull had to back that one in. Guillier banks it around the boards. Tevodorski over to get it. Tevodorski saw the check coming from Courtnall. Was able to work around it. It'll be sent down by the Mighty Ducks. So Sacco dumped it into the zone. Halfway through this third period. Shots are now 25-25. The game's tied at 2-2. Centering pass. Jeff Courtnall tipped it home.
Well, if you thought that was a huge reaction from Jeff Courtnall, that is the reason why. His first goal of the season, what a setup from Jeff Norton. These two guys have great wheels. They can really fly. If you let Jeff Norton get wide, he'll do something with it. That looked like it went off Jeff Courtnall's skate. At least first, maybe went off his stick after that, but it really looked like it went off his skate.
It is a 3-2 Blues lead as they go on top with one of their rare even strength goals. Correa coming the other way. Pronger right there with him and hauls him down, and there's a call that's got to be made. Pronger reached in. Under the new rules, it gets called. Last year probably would have let it go. But they're the Blues trying to hold down the key offensive weapon of Anaheim and Paul Correa. They hugged him, and Pronger's going to go, and a power play again for the Ducks.
You know, Jeff Courtnall was really struggling, and believe it or not, he had 33 shots on goal coming into this tilt. Hull has 42. Brett Hull is tied for the league lead, but Jeff Courtnall with his 33 shots would have been the team leader in the NHL on 18 other teams, and he still had not scored a goal. He was getting very frustrated. This will probably take a little bit of the pressure off him.
Well, here's a big chance for the Ducks now in the power play. They have struggled again here tonight when they've had the advantage. Sent around on the near side. Milos Holan stepped up to hold it in. A 3-2 Blues lead. Penalty coming at 9:38 on the holding call on Pronger. And the Ducks have the advantage again, and they're in the offensive zone. Jammed up along the near side boards. McGinnis right back out there doing battle. Correa drops it back up on the point shot by York. Save Fuhrer. Rebound. Fuhrer knocked it away. Correa cutting through and the rebound chance. Correa back up for York. Over to Paul Correa. Murray Barron watching him. They got Sillinger set up in front. Milos Holan shot it wide. He snuck in from the blue line. Centering pass deflected back to him. Hole in the shot. Blocked out deep. Sillinger was down on the ice. Batted it up in the air. McGinnis clears it out. Now the Ducks have had their chances. They've had the advantage. 1 for 5 though on the power play has cost them dearly so far in this game. Cleared up and out of the zone. Good work by Jeff Norton on the penalty killing unit. Evera comes out and swings it around to Holan. Holan drops it back for York. Milos Holan will have Zezel moving in on him. Anaheim having to send people back here because of the work of Zezel tying it up near side Correa. Correa moves it. Correa looking wide side. Great tape-to-tape pass, but not open for the shot that time. Todd Krieger in behind the net. Zezel doing battle. Freed up to Ruchin. Back up to Bobby Dallas. Dallas' shot partially blocked by Anaheim off the boards. Roots it in the corner. Norton all over it. Zezelby behind the net. Tipped away. Sent back up near side. Dallas steps up to try and hold it in. Did on Anaheim. Correa gets hit. Knocked off the puck. Correa gets it back. Goes to Bobby Dallas. Dallas back for Correa. 9 seconds on the Mighty Ducks power play. Back into the middle. Dallas. Shot. Davidorski partially blocked. Pretty good hook. Centering pass. Shot. That one deflected wide. And the penalty's over. They've killed it off. And they'll get control of the puck. Pronger just came out of the penalty box and picks it up. St. Louis penalty killers again doing the job. Pronger, the rising shot, knocked down by Hebert. 8 minutes to go here in the period. Davidorski finding his head at the far end.
But Chris Pronger had him lined up, and the size difference really showed. He crushed him.
Davidorski heads to the bench. Looks like he's all right. Bobby Corkum sends it in by Dallas. The far side ball moved over for the Ducks, trying to move out Courtnall. Cleared through center to Courtnall. Good pass by Noonan to get him out of there. Near side for him. McGinnis. Poke checked away from him. Penalty coming up on the fight out at center. Barron and Ewan.
I didn't even know that was happening, Gary. I was watching the play. Murray Barron and Todd Ewan. Todd Ewan fights in about a ratio of 5-1 to Murray Barron, and it kind of showed early. Todd Ewan was throwing all kinds of heavy rights. Seems like there's any harm done.
Way behind the play. 7:39 left to go, and the Blues have the lead on the goal that was picked up at 9:17. Courtnall from Norton on the go-ahead. Davidorski, the big hit by Jeff Pronger, but Davidorski got up and went back to the bench.
Your pal, the Crypt Keeper, has gone Hollywood in a big way. I'm directing my first feature film. Care for a little Shriek preview? For my big scream premiere, I wanted lots of suspense. Special effects. The kind of thing you could really sink your teeth into.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Going to take a look at that goal that St. Louis scored. Here comes Jeff Norton on this side. Watch over here. That's where Jeff Courtnall comes from, and he blows by 2 Anaheim Mighty Ducks. We can stop right there and see there were 2 defenders back. Courtnall found his way right through the middle of them. Still looks like it went off his skate to me.
Boy, no question on that. The review of it went off the skate. That doesn't necessarily mean the goal's no good.
No, exactly.
Intentionally did.
Right.
It's not supposed to count. Cleared back in. Hebert drops it off behind the net. 3-2. Blues leading it. Courtnall ripped it. Pronger dumped it in wide. Chris Pronger from the point. Didn't get it on net, though. Intercepted by Noonan. Noonan tied up by Corkum. Taken away by Volk. Volk clears it wide side. Remember, the Ducks playing back-to-back games, so you're seeing more in this third period of the so-called fourth line. Corkum took the hit over there from Roman Vopat. They lost last night in Dallas by a score of 5-2, and they're trailing here 3-2. St. Louis, Courtnall moving it in. Poke checked away by Van Allen. Pronger back to get it. Pronger working with Wells. St. Louis changing it up here, so he's waiting for someone to come out on the ice. Dumps it in. Hebert deflects that one to the side. Bobby Dallas back to get it. Dallas and Milos Holand teamed up defensively here. Sean Van Allen out there now with Volk. Again, the hitting picking up here, but the players backing off as Van Allen had moved over on that one. Jammed up in the corner. Dallas Aikens over. Intercepted. Lambert centering pass. Aikens came back to get it. Cleared up and out of the zone. It'll be chased down by Holand. Milos Holand intended for Dallas. Missed on that one. And St. Louis will just gun that one up along the line. Lambert knocked it down. Sean Van Allen with it. Van Allen sends it in. St. Louis wants a change here if they can work it up. Off the boards, Jay Wells. The feather pass. Not hard enough to get it up to LaPerriere. Lambert battling with him. Van Allen reaches in. Dug it out. Van Allen dropped it to Doris. Doris goes back up. Dallas. Dallas' shot kicked away to the boards. Would be a pretty good punter right there. There's LaPerriere who kicked that away. This is going to be an icing call here on the touch-up. 5:40 left in this one. Let's check in with Steve. Steve Levy.
Gary, the MCI proof positive play of the night takes us to Calgary for the Red Wings, and Paul Coffey. Great pass. Picture perfect to Keith Primo, his 6th of the year, to beat Trevor Kidd. Makes it 2-0 now in favor of Detroit.
Well, I guess the Flames maybe just weren't meant to win a game.
Well, you know, it's tough to win when you've got your top center that is sitting out. Joey Nieuwendyk has said, look, I don't even want to play for the Flames any longer. So they're trying to work out a deal to move him so they'll get somebody back. But at the same time, Gary Roberts, their top winger, also out of the lineup with his bad neck. So you've got your top center and your top winger out of the lineup. They should be able to win now and again, even without them. But I don't know if you win regularly without your two top players.
Word today around here in St. Louis, a couple of GMs, was that Kirk Muller is going to end up going to Calgary for Nieuwendyk. The Islanders and them working the deal. Muller wasn't supposed to even start the season in New York after the Montreal trade. The Islanders had agreed that Muller would be moved, but they weren't able to do it. Good play by Corson to avoid the icing call there. In the corner with it, Steve Ruchin. Ruchin has to drop it back. Davidovsky plays it back in behind the net. Karnbach's got it. Karnbach, Ruchin to Correa. Correa moves it up. Correa trying to make the turn. Good cutoff there by Jeff Norton. Back into the middle. A shot deflected and a penalty coming up. And it's going to be on the Ducks. Away from the play.
Jason York set a pick. Yep, Jason York set a pick and took down Peter Zezel. And Dan Morelli said, that's obstruction. It's called interference officially away from the play.
Jason York goes. Big penalty here. Ducks are going to be short-handed. National Hockey Night will be moving on to the West Coast on Tuesday night. The San Jose Sharks will be seeing Mark Messier and the New York Rangers. Messier a big part of the game last night for New York, coming back with 3 goals in the third period. Messier got the one that ended up tying the game last night. The Rangers taking on the San Jose Sharks. Halloween night, Tuesday. We've got it for you. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time right here on ESPN. Interference on York, the 2-minute call at 14:49. And the power play chance now for the Blues. Neither team's had a 2-goal lead in this game.
You know, when you're losing, everything is magnified. Jason York is sitting there. A rookie really wants to continue his career and have a good long one, and he's put his team in a jam here. You saw Todd Ewan trying to cheer him up and give him a little pat on the back, but when it's going bad, those types of emotional things that young players go through are exaggerated. It's a tough haul for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Not a lot of veterans for them to look to on the team. So many youngsters on it. Shane Corson looking for the hat trick. As Corson in this game with a couple of power play goals sets up in front. McGinnis drops it off. Hull. Hull gets spun around. Back to him from Pronger. Hull. Pronger. Hull. Hull has started to move in. Pronger faked him out that time. Hull comes all the way up to the blue line, tried to gun it in, batted up in the air a couple of times by Karpa.
That was Karpa again with the hand-eye.
He can do it. You got to play baseball with that kind of look. McGinnis sends that in around. He bears there to hold it off. Blues, power play opportunity for them. Pronger to McGinnis. McGinnis' shot blocked deep, just trickled wide. Went off a skate, centering pass, intercepted, and back comes Peter Doris. Doris moves it up. His shot. Fjord to make a tough save and wouldn't have counted anyway. A whistle on that one, offside. 4:03 left to go here in this third period. Our head and shoulders storyline. Courtnall of St. Louis has the go-ahead, his first of the year. Corson has picked up 2 goals, 3 on the season, all power play goals, and 2 assists for Al McGinnis tonight.
We've got a head and shoulders replay for you. It is the goal that has made this a 3-2 hockey game. Jeff Norton knew that somebody would be cutting to the net. That somebody turned out to be Jeff Courtnall. 4:03 is what the Blues have to kill off to end up with 2 points in this one, leading by 1.
9:17, the time of that goal by Courtnall to give them the advantage. There you see last season. This year a tough start for him, but he still has the scoring touch. 33 years old now for Courtnall.
Truth be told, he should have at least 6 goals. He has been robbed, and robbed again. 33 shots. And when you got 33 shots off of Jeff Courtnall's stick, a lot of them are dandies.
Mike Keenan saying this morning that was indeed the case. He's not disappointed with Courtnall's play at all. And says he's just going to keep going out there and they're going to come for him. He's got to get him. Has to take it and clears that one around the dasher on the far side, knocked down by Noonan. Brian Noonan swung around behind the net. They got Volpat out in front. The rookie shot, save. It was deflected wide by Guy Hebert. Outstanding play by Hebert and the rookie's chance. Roman Volpat in front of the net. St. Louis trying to get that 2-goal lead. There's Volpat moving back over on Karpa. Fans are liking what they see out of this youngster. 19 years old. for Roman Volpat, who's played a tough physical game. Courtnall near side on this power play. Courtnall shot. Blocked out deep. Hit Correa. Dumped back in behind the net. Volpat was there again. He made that feed pass. Brought back up by Noonan. Back in. Volpat shot it wide. Just didn't get it turned enough. Volpat, they're trying to knock him over and can't. Krieger just got knocked down by him. On the near side there is Todd Krieger. Krieger starting it out. Paul Correa short-handed. Correa moving it in. Correa dropped it. Tried to Courtnall.
See that slick move? It was a fake drop pass right to the skate. He tried to kick it back up to his stick.
Courtnall was coming in from behind, reached in and held on to it. Bobby Dallas drops it off. Power play over. Do not convert on that one. Ducks back full strength. Takedown penalty coming up on that one too. Can't do that anymore. And Jay Wells, who may have hurt himself on that play, is still going to be the man to pick up the penalty.
Joe Sacco has terrific speed. He turned it on, tried Jay Wells wide. Ducks on a power play.
Well, Jay Wells draws the penalty here on the hooking at 17:32. So here's the chance for the Ducks, who are down by 1, to try and get this power play going again. Karnbach has scored their power play goal tonight. Corson has the 2 that have been picked up by the Blues on the power play. Power play chance here for the Ducks. 2:22 remaining in the third period. Sillinger will set up in front. Paul Correa drops it off to the side. Karnbach back up for York. York, Milos Holan. Holan going on the off swing side for him as far as that point shot's concerned. Correa dumps it, hits to the net. He intercepted Corson, who knocked it away. Play by Corson. Karnbach back up. Milos Holan. Holan held it in. Comes right back to him. Holan for Karnbach. Karnbach leveled by Barron against the boards. Kick back to Karnbach. Sillinger. Sillinger wide side for York, and he can't hold it in. Jason York had a backpedal on it. Karnbach to York. Looking at the time remaining on the power play, not much more than that left in the game. Sillinger spun around. Pronger makes sure he doesn't hang on to him. Bear at the other end. Backed up by York. Grant Fuhr, Gabe Bear, the 2 goaltenders. Both have played a tough game tonight. Each team's had some good chances. Fuhr didn't handle it cleanly, but got it off to Pronger, who does clears. Dallas could not hold it in. Davidovsky came back to get it. They get onside. Villinger leaves it. A whistle and a penalty. Interference call coming up on who?
It's got to be on Patrick Karnbach. That was one of the new things that was going to be enforced this year, was those intentionally making contact with guys near the blue line. They were going to call it both ways. Pushing a guy offside to get him offside used to be allowed. It's not any longer, and this isn't allowed. I don't know if it's ever been allowed. Well, I'll take that back, boy. Tikkanen came up and banged right into Patrick Karnbach.
There is a veteran move right there. Tikkanen was going to get this penalty somehow in order to end the power play for the Ducks. He had it right for him. You have a right to your spot on the ice.
Karnbach had his spot,
and Tikkanen tried to take it, and the veteran got away with it. As Karnbach goes on the interference at 18:49. Big play by Tikkanen, makes it a 4-on-4. On the Deuce, coming up on Saturday, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, the Los Angeles Kings, Wayne Gretzky and company will be in Toronto. You'll see the game on the Deuce at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Game will be seen in Los Angeles. That's on the Deuce tomorrow night. And a whistle on the draw. Have to do it again. 4-on-4 now with 1:11 left to go in the third period. Hull has continued his scoring streak tonight. 3 goals and 4 assists in the last 6 games. Got an assist, has picked up an assist tonight. And a timeout is going to be taken here. And the team has used theirs, but with 1:11 left, they will right now.
Yeah, this is a pretty good call because the Ducks have only 42 seconds really to work with. They don't have 1:11 because the Blues are going to be on a power play in 42 seconds.
Face-off will come outside of the St. Louis blue line. Mighty Ducks, 2 wins, 7 losses. They struggled on the road last year, 24th in the league. They had only 5 road wins, 5-18-1, and they have started 1-5 on the road this season. Paul Kariya, the young star, it's frustrating for him trying to get things going here, and he hasn't had much ice tonight to skate on.
It's been a tough go for the Anaheim Ducks, but thanks to San Jose and Calgary, who have yet to win, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, if they could put a couple of wins together, could be right on the heels of Colorado, Los Angeles, and Vancouver. In the Central Division, the St. Louis Blues, with a victory, would move into a tie with the Chicago Blackhawks for first place in the division.
Just a typical Central Division lineup, isn't it? Even early on, everybody bunched together. Hebert is still in net here with 1:04 left to go. 4-on-4. Here's Kariya. Hebert heads to the bench, and the Ducks get the extra skater out there. Empty net at the other end. Barron sends it around the boards. Hull trying to back it out, could not. Shot deflected in front, back to Dallas. They try and whip it into the middle. Barron's got it. Barron feathers it. Good play by Barron. It's a 4-on-4 situation, but with a pulled goaltender, it's a 5-on-4 with the Ducks having the advantage. You're looking at the time remaining here in the third period. Davidovsky on the side. Davidovsky waiting. Kariya in. Kariya, the shot. Save made by Grant Fuhr. A game saver, maybe. With only 27 seconds left to go. Shot out. Empty net goal by Brett Hull. Give an assist and a big one to Grant Fuhr on that save on Paul Kariya.
Brett Hull drifted that one dead center of the net, and he could shoot at it. He had time. Here's the Grant Fuhr save on Paul Kariya.
Well, he may have missed it.
He might have shot wide, but in any case, it doesn't matter because Grant Fuhr came out and took it all away. I mean, he had nothing to shoot at, so Grant Fuhr still deserves a whole bunch of credit.
So it is a 4-2 lead, and the St. Louis Blues are going to win their 7th consecutive game against the Mighty Ducks. Hebert's back in net. Save made by him on Peter Zezel's shot. Running the clock here, but there's a whistle, and it really doesn't matter. Hull getting his 8th of the year at 1937 on the empty net goal, unassisted on it. And the Ducks will head home after this game with a 2-8 mark.
Brett Hull had to be pretty sure of himself. If he misses the net, that icing call comes all the way back down for a face-off beside Grant Fuhr.
Well, quite a comeback by St. Louis in this game. And maybe the back-to-back situation Brian had talked about earlier came into play with the game the Anaheim Ducks played in Dallas last night. Got in here about 2 o'clock in the morning. They did seem to wear down a bit as the game went on.
And the Blues really kept their cool. They didn't open it up wide. I mean, they were down by a goal. You had to know that they were going to be able to generate some attack against a team that really has a fragile confidence, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. So they deserve a bunch of credit for kind of sticking to their game plan and waiting for their chances. They got them.
Corson with 2, Hull with 1. Krieger, Karnback have the goals for the Ducks. They're trying to get the clock set again because it kept running after that whistle had blown. Mercifully here for the Ducks, they ought to just leave it because it's 4-2. Put it back up to 5 seconds. There's Paul Kariya. Still looking for line mates who will be consistent with him. That has not happened. Zezel moves in to take the face-off. Sean Van Allen there, and they'll whistle it. Do it again. Shots are 29-28 in favor of the Blues. Blues are going to improve their mark to 5-4-1. It'll be their 3rd win here at home, and 2 in a row after beating Hartford in their last game on Wednesday. Essa taking it out on the face-off here as he moves in against Peter Doris. Shot deflected in. Hebert covers it, drops it off. He just wants it over, and it is. So the St. Louis Blues have beaten the Ducks 4-2.
And there's the man that scored the winning goal. Turmoil? What turmoil? Behind the walls of the St. Louis Blues locker room are a bunch of athletes that simply want to keep on winning.
It's all Mike Keenan wants of them. Brett Hull picking up 1-1, even though the C's not there anymore, and Shane Corson is wearing it. And the Mighty Ducks have lost their third in a row. For Brian Engblom, Bill Clement, and all of our crew here in St. Louis, I'm Gary Thorne. ESPN's National Hockey Night continues. Blues 4, Ducks 2.